Man, pray for that EA to stay in the game, dog. For real. Man, you still like here, nigga. You know that, yeah. You can't beat me, man.
The nigga internet trip. The nigga internet trip.
It's the Princeton man. This is Spencer Ware. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
So 2nd down, 3 yards to go now. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll send Macklin in motion left. They run again with Ware. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They'll run now with Ware. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A gain of 3, 2nd down. This is the offense we're going to see coming up in this one, and Travis Kelce will be key.
What a tremendous weapon he is, especially in the red zone. Knows how to find the end zone when running his routes.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. Macklin, the man in motion. They'll run it down. This is Jarkandrick West. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
It's so important to establish the running game early in a contest because when you do that, that just opens your playbook so big for your offensive coordinator. And to be frank about it, they like calling pass plays better than they like calling running plays. And with the way that they're running it right now, that's going to open things up to do whatever they want through the air as this game goes on.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. This is intercepted. Boy, this Chiefs defense, they were something against the Panthers in Week 10, especially the 4th quarter. Eric Berry, what a pick 6 he had. Marcus Peters with an impressive late strip of Kelvin Benjamin set up the game-winning field goal. They were good.
But how about when Carolina had, what, a 20-play drive and looked like they were about to go up 3 scores, and they get the SEC connection, back-to-back sacks with D. Ford and Chris Jones, and kept them from really extending their lead and giving them an opportunity to make that comeback.
Now, this is a crew that's plus 14 in turnover margin, best in the NFL. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now
you gotta get that off, baby.
As he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Money all day long.
Here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Back to the air on 2nd down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. And let's take a look at the defensive starters for Kansas City.
Dontari Poe
he must be getting his ass
as a young player and continues to make big plays at defensive tackle.
Is you? Okay, that was up. Shit, hang in there with that nigga. Beat that nigga ass, man.
$10 yards to go on 3rd. Play clock winding down. And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout.
There's that nigga internet.
2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. defense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
Now a man who sat out 3 seasons. This is Tim Hightower. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 14 there, and it'll be first down, Saints.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Play action. Breeze. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Cooks was a recipient of one of Breeze's touchdown passes against Denver. 98 yards he finished with. Only 3 catches, though.
He knows how to do damage with not many touches. I mean, Brandon Cooks is, from the time I met him at Oregon State, he's been a pro in waiting and the way he goes about his business, but he also got some nice help from his sidekick, Willie Snead, on the other side. He had 2 touchdown grabs as well.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They'll get 16 yards there. And that leads to a New Orleans first down. And now the offense operates in the red zone.
Oh, damn, boy. You still ain't work, brother.
Breeze now on first down. That's caught at the 2. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Brandon Cooks from 10 yards out. And the Saints have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Morstead out now following a touchdown to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They've got a 2nd down at 5 here to start things out. They'll come out in the pistol. The tight end changing his position. On 2nd down, here's Smith. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It's a gain of 5. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
Back to throw, Smith. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony, with a pick. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the
Come on, baby, you got to cut around. What? Damn, son.
Here, Ron Parker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now here comes Kansas City. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. It's West again. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Donnell Ellerbe with a tackle.
Man, can't nobody in this quarter beat me twice.
To be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
3rd and long, it's Smith. And Hill with it over the middle. Jeremy Maclin missed the Panthers game. Tyreek Hill, Charles, he stepped up. 10 catches, 89 yards.
And he doesn't look like Jeremy Maclin as your classic outside-the-numbers receiver. Could be much more of a slot guy, but you can use him so many different ways. In the backfield, short routes that he turns into long plays. He is really exciting and giving him a heck of a rookie year.
Those 10 catches, by the way, most receptions by a rookie in team history. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Smith, and able to find Conley. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
So we get a traffic there, and that's complete. 13 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown,
I'm falling back.
When moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. From the 50, it's Smith.
In my fucking kick, dude.
And it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I got to get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Throwing is Smith.
Come on.
Incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
Another pistol look here. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The veteran Jeremy Macklin was the intended target. And now it's 4th down.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th. Smith.
Get it out of there.
A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And this defense will take over right at midfield. From midfield, here's Breeze. He's going to try and go deep again. And that is caught. What a catch inside the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Out of the gun, Smith. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 30 up.
Set, move 45. Move 45.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And over the middle. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. He's going to go deep for Conley. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Now Smith. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony, with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. A couple of Chiefs there to bring him down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Breeze now. And a hit, jarred and loose. It's incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So a 3rd and 8. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Breeze on 3rd down. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Good luck, man.
Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. That'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Daniel Lasco as the first half is winding down. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Trying to shake off the interception. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Fairley getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, nice move. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance.
The entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks, 82 yards. And the Saints add on to their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
All right, partner, I want to check in on a talking point we had week 1. Dark horse playoff contenders. You threw out Oakland and Jacksonville. Oakland's still looking good.
But they're living up to it, tied for first in the AFC West. How about Jacksonville? Really struggling right now at 2-7. I don't know what they're going to do to bump things up. But how about the NFC West? The Rams said they weren't going to be 7-9 this year. They're 4-5, but they need to make their push starting right now. And no one talked about Detroit in the preseason. Matthew Stafford and the Lions are 5-4 and ahead in the NFC North.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And now another one thrown incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, and that brings up 4th down.
When everything is in sync on defense, that means everyone's communicating really well, and sometimes it's nonverbal. They just know that when a receiver's in one spot, this person may have him, and he's in another spot, the next defender may have him. And they've squeezed the passing lanes down to where it's so difficult to find an open area to deliver the football. They've made it tough on him all game long.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. The linebackers, Stephon Anthony with a pick. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Shipped together here from the D-line. They run with Hightower. And they'll get him down right about the 20. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player.
Damn, big boy, come on.
But it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
So many components go into a well-executed screen toss. You've got to sell, sell, sell. Offensive line's got to sell like they miss blocks, and then they move out, and they're out in front of the running.
Now hold everything. They're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They come up in an offset eye. Breeze now on 3rd and goal. That's caught at the 3. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. Now receiver in motion left. And they'll let the fullback
you gotta catch that block.
They tried to let the fullback pound it in between the tackles, but he stopped up short. And the ball's going to be going back to the Chiefs. And now here comes Kansas City. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Caught here by Conley. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. We're going to hurry back to the line now. Now it's Smith. Quick slant. That's caught by the veteran Macklin. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the...
And now here's another interception. The linebackers, Stephon Anthony with a pick. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, trying to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. They come out here in the eye. On second down, here's Breeze. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down. And quickly, they get to the line.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position. He's actually utilized more of a scat back in this spot because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. It's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put in.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
But sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
And his kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us wanted to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And tough starting field position here. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony with a pick.
No, you see me, man.
He's brought down, but inside the 5, first and goal at the 4-yard line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. So after the INT, it's Breeze.
Come on, come on.
Floats one there, incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. And that'll bring up second down.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on first down. His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back.
Right at the line. No gain on the play, and what to do now on fourth down.
Keep kicking my field, girl. I don't want to lose my
momentum for the second time here today. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. And this one is right through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's an old-school extra point, but certainly a disappointment that they couldn't get 6.
Yeah, when you see 19-yard field goal in the box score, you kind of shake your head. But their head coach decided 3 was enough.
And now here comes Kansas City. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They start on the ground with West. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
We're back now in KC. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now a toss. This is West. And he goes out right around the 39. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now Smith.
What's that?
Now the ball's loose. Smith loses it.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do.
Oh, you fucking
Looking
did.
in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And now here's another interception. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony, with a pick. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed
that.
it.
Super toe.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Now Hightower. And some room to maneuver. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they've wanted. That's why they're points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Tim Hightower, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Saints just continue to roll.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he's to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is
but
one of our guys.
She's singing, too.
Oh, she's singing. She's at least...
She's on, like, the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he's just saying something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
And now here comes Kansas City. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last cup. And it's a 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Paul Kruger, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. 3rd and long, it's Smith. And this will be complete. Smith fighting Macklin. No gain at all on the play there. That brings up 4th. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Smith now to throw. He's going to go.
You left it. Son of a gun.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
Fuck that
You
up.
just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
But I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. Oh, heck of a move.
Man.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. On the carry, it's Hightower. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. 2nd down, 8. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now here comes Kansas City. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Donnell Allerby in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the D-line's going to spread out. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. And the hit turned loose. It's incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen. But some people like stats. You know, some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation. Offense needs something here on 2nd down. It is 2nd and long. Breeze is looking to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. All the yards, completions, just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too small to be an effective quarterback in the NFL?
How'd that work out?
Yeah, well, his footwork, I think, really sets him apart. Remember, he was a junior tennis champion. Beat Andy Roddick, the future U.S. Open champion, back when they were in the juniors. I think that footwork really helps him be the great quarterback he is now.
Thomas, the man in motion left. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And this will be incomplete. 1 second.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
Breeze to throw again. Finding time. And this one incomplete. Well, apparently taking a knee is not in vogue. They're not able to add another touchdown on. And now the ball game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points.
Nah, I ain't never played that clown.
And things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
All right. Say it again. Yeah, I sure wanted it.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.
Right. You better put some on the board, Wayne. Right. Right. Oh, yeah. Dang. That's crazy. That's the only person he goes to. Just send me a friend request and get back with me. Alright. Who that? No, I ain't got him on my friend list. Right. Right. Alright, play what? Yeah.
Fell 17.